Managed to get almost 45 minutes into the show with barely a mention of the prince formerly known as Herbert, or as he likes to call himself, Harold, in his book Spare. He hasn't stopped giving interviews yet. We will later on in the show be revisiting the book with the delights that Ricky Freelove will find in there, because what Ricky's been doing is looking for the really, really dull and boring parts of the book and reading them out. Yesterday we had an incredible reaction to some of the things that we read out, including his rather creepy story about the matron in his public school who used to wash the boys' hair and bathe them. It was all a little bit distasteful. Well, last night he was on another show in America with Stephen Colbert. It's the Late Show, indeed, that he was doing, which is sort of, generally speaking, a comedy show. It's kind of a celebrity-driven scenario. And here he is talking about the Taliban and him killing 25...
Dangerous, but the spin of my words are very dangerous.
Well, of course, unfortunately for old Harry, he doesn't really seem to understand the meaning of the word lie, right? A lie is something which isn't true. Something deliberately told as a form of the truth, which is actually not the truth. So exactly which bit of the lie is he referring to? The fact that he killed 25 members of the Taliban, which he himself confessed to doing, or the fact that some people said that he killed 25 members of the Taliban, which he actually wrote in his own book? Very bizarre. Here he is responding to a question about... as Piers Morgan pointed out last night, old Harry is now just a massive hypocrite. He's trashing his own family for money. One of the reasons he, of course, watches The Crown is because he's in the pay of Netflix. He wouldn't want to say that there's anything wrong with The Crown, would he? And when he says that's why it's important to get it right, well, Netflix makes stuff up. Netflix invents entire scenarios and puts them into The Crown, which they claim is some kind of docudrama. But it's neither a documentary or a drama. It's just fiction. Lots of it is made up, isn't it? And that is the problem. And for Harry to think that despite everything, he's going to have some kind of reconciliation. We've heard from many people over the course of the last few days, and I'm rather hoping that today might be the last day we end up talking about the little spoiled brat, because I'm sick to death of him. I hope he doesn't come back here. I hope he doesn't come for the coronations. Body of the people out there, Richard Tice is among them, who think he should be invited to the coronation. I really don't. I hope he's not. And if he is invited, I hope he doesn't come. Because how can he, in all good conscience, come and spend time with the family that he has so roundly traduced? Because that's what he's done. He's slagged off his stepmother, Camilla, calling her a dangerous villain, right? He's more or less said his father has disowned him and doesn't speak to him. His brother he hates because he says he's constantly trying to push him out of the way. He doesn't like his brother's wife. He doesn't make any mention of his nieces and nephews. I don't know what he thinks of them. But I just don't really see how either of those two ghastly individuals, Harry or Meghan, can come back to this country with anything other than a great deal of shame. I don't think anybody here wants to see them. I don't think anybody here wants to hear any more from them. And I can tell you this, with a fair deal of certainty, we will soon, very soon, stop talking about them altogether, because they will disappear into the non-entity world, which is where they belong, I'm afraid.